Food waste is a global concern and increasing in developed countries. More than 1/3 of food produced never gets consumed. This number is unfathomable due to the 2050 population projections estimated to an approximate 9.6 billion. This takes into account the current 7 billion people and the amount currently living in food insecurity. These statistics enable us to view this matter globally and prompts us to recognize how dire our current food system is. This cycle will continue unless we start reducing food waste. This report will examine the European Union's efforts compared to the current Canadian policies on food waste. The European Union has watched this issue develop over the past few decades, and France is one of the first countries to propose an initiative to remedy this problem. The Anti-Gaspi Pact was proposed by the Food Minister of France, Guillaume Guéraud, who announced the French government's efforts to cut their current food waste by half for 2025. Following this statement in the 2013 Article 103, obligating large supermarkets to donate their unsold food to charities, inedible food to local farms for feed or compost, and banned the bleaching of wasted food. This law was passed in May 2015. Article 103 was a step forward for the European Union due to the progressive nature of this law and ultimately the potential to increase national food security. However, Article 103 was short-lived after a ruling from the constitutional counselors stating that the latter changes as amendments and therefore warranted procedural reason to disregard the food waste law. That being said, many are complying with the law within their establishments, regardless of the invalidation of the article. Although Article 103 was abolished, efforts to further pursue a bill concerning food waste continue. This movement does not only exhibit political efforts, but it also presents efforts of the economic and societal masses involved in the food industry, recognized at all levels of government as an important matter. The Value Chain Management Center's study confirms the lack of a nationwide Canadian policy to curb food waste such as France's Anti-Gaspi Pact. However, certain municipalities from different Canadian provinces have programs to reduce local consumer food waste. One example is in BC. Metro Vancouver introduced a disposal ban on organic waste in 2015. This requires all residents, businesses, and institutions to separate organic waste from regular garbage, significantly redistributing 250,000 tons of organic waste sent to the landfills in Vancouver each year. Another notable policy is Food Secure Canada, founded after a conference on food security in Canada. The conference gathered many leaders of organizations interested in the development of food security domestically and internationally. FSC runs across the country with the help of various organizations to aid food security with 3 guiding principles: zero hunger, sustainable food system, and healthy and safe food. A Canadian food waste initiative, Second Harvest, originating from Toronto, is the biggest food program in Canada, helping the disadvantaged. Their mission is to rescue food before it is thrown away. Along with intercepting food waste, they also distribute food to the needy. Their programs vary from Food Secure and Delivery to Harvest Kitchen and Our Future and Hunger Squad. Second Harvest affects the environment positively by saving 100 million pounds of food annually, totaling a 50 million pound decrease in annual greenhouse gas emissions. The City of Vancouver created a green bin program where all organic waste can be placed for weekly pickup to be composted instead of being sent to the landfills. The City of Toronto has recently developed its long-term waste management strategy, the TFPC, including food waste as a priority. Some of their objectives include reducing organic waste in landfills, reducing greenhouse gas landfill emissions, including the amount of methane gas created by landfilled organic matter and biogas created at source separation facilities. It is evident that food waste is a beast we must approach internationally as well as locally. A possible solution could involve creating nationwide educational garden workshops integrated as early as preschool level for children to become food literate at an early age. This integrative program will assist in creating a more conscious generation and reducing wasteful food consumption habits and promote self-sufficiency. The World Research Organization has evaluated the current state of global food waste and suggests the following solutions. Develop a food loss and waste measurement protocol, set food loss and waste reduction targets, increase investment in reducing post-harvest losses in developing countries, create entities devoted to reducing food waste in developed countries, accelerate and support collaborative initiatives to reduce food loss and waste. That being said, it is evident that the future of our children and their health is dependent on reworking the food system, starting from the removal of the sell before dates, to distributing unsold food to food banks, and educating youth on local scale food production.